everybody, Sunspot here with a brand new video review, and today I'm bringing you guys the NECA Pacific Rim Scunner blah, 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 kaiju figure, whatever the hell his name is. Now, I must say that Scunner is probably my favorite kaiju figure by NECA so far in the past 4 series. Not because of, the articulation or the paint or anything. I think it's because he's, the most unique, he kind of looks like a, a hammerhead shark, if you could tell at the top here. And I think that's a really cool design. And, Knifehead had a beautiful design. You know how he had a freaking knife coming out of his forehead. And with some other ones, like that gorilla-type looking one, that was also really good. But even in the movie, I thought there was something about this guy that was just very appealing. And I really don't know what it is. I think it's just the overall design of the head and the face. So taking a closer look at this guy, as I said before, he has that, hammerhead type of stingray-ish thing going on here. Like, you can imagine this full part is the body of the stingray, and this little spine thing or something is its tail. I don't really know what to call that, but it's still really neat looking. And not only that, he has these giant-ass, like, devil spikes coming out of the sides of his head, and they're outlined with this like greenish bluish color. It's a really neat design, actually. I really like that. And even in the so-called ears, there's that same greenish blue design that kind of represents veins, I guess, and those veins are also present around the jaw and heading down to the chin, and I think that's kind of cool. Now, what I'm very impressed with, actually, is inside the mouth. They put a lot of detail inside the mouth. They put skin textures, it looks like, on the tongue itself. It is a pinkish, color of a tongue, but there's these little, like, pores or something that are slightly purple, and then at the end of the tongue is a giant purple spot. Now, again, I'm just predicting that NECA did this on purpose. Hopefully they did it on purpose, but, we'll never really know, and I don't really care because I really like it. I also really like the teeth. As you can see, it has, I believe, 2 rows on the bottom and 1 row on the top, so you can see there's only 4 teeth in all as the second layer at the bottom. If you can tell, I'm trying to get it to focus. My camera's not too good lately. And yeah, that's the head. I am in love with this head. It's just really cool. As a kid, I loved all that marine biology type of stuff, all these sharks and dolphins and everything, and this kind of symbolizes it, I guess. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention, like, you're wondering, where are the eyes? The eyes are on the tips of these hammerhead type of fins or something. You can see there's 2 yellow dots. It's kind of cute. Now, moving down on the figure, the body itself is a similar design to some previous kaijus like that Knifehead, just because the legs are reused, first of all. The arms are slightly reused, and these inner arms, like these little guys, are also reused. But this new rubberized, these shoulder guards, if I may, and this front body, like, chest armor, I might say, that is completely new. And if you look closely on these rubberized pieces, there are actual scales sculpted on, which I think is really cool. And I can't really see as much of it on the chest. It is there, especially near the bottom, but not as much on these shoulder guards. And back of the head, where it's still slightly rubberized, you could see there are more scales and everything, and I think it's really cool. And when you move the arms, it's like the skin folds at the shoulder. I know it's hard to see on camera, but I just think it's a really cool effect. And, moving down the arms, I really like the paint schemes going on and all the paint decals and everything. I like these ocean-y type of veins going on. Now I'm thinking, are they war paint? I don't know. If you'll know what I mean by war paint if you watched to the end of Pacific Rim, if you made it that far, because that movie is ridiculously long, but still a cool movie. And these blue streaks are just going everywhere, and well, I don't know why I'm saying blue, because they're more green than blue still. And moving back, and this guy's heavy, don't get me wrong, he's a hefty figure. And now we get a different kind of paint scheme on this, I guess, jetpack. I think it's actually a solid bone, but I don't really know. I'm not the kaiju expert. Ask Godzilla. So it's kind of a brownish shit colored. Well, not shit color. It's a good, like, it's painted nicely. It's just, I'm gonna stop talking. Seriously though, it does have that brown paint color scheme even on these little again, I'm going to say bones because I don't want to say bones for just these because I think this entire piece is a bone, but you guys get what I mean. It's a good contrast to the rest of the figure. Moving down on his butt, he has more of those green veins and more scales. And then the tail's actually rubberized. I'll go over that in my articulation section. But, you know, they even put some skin textures around the tail. And going right below, excuse me, you could see some yellow paint schemes going around, and that goes until the tip of the tail. I'm trying to get a good angle. This guy's really heavy. It's hurting my back because I'm leaning over a camera, and you know, moving to the feet. Again, the legs are a reuse of some previous kaijus, which I don't mind. You know, it's a good mold. Don't get me wrong. If you actually look on his knees, he has these little bumps right here. I'm trying to get a good angle. I'm sorry, guys. But it's actually green more than this blackish grayish type of scheme going on. And, you know, just the regular kaiju feet in the bottom are actually sculpted. Thank you, N.E.C.A, for all these different skin textures at the bottom. And they're actually painted like so deeply here that you can hardly tell that there's actually some writing here. Is that writing? I don't give a shit. Articulation-wise, this guy does have a decent amount. His head can go up and down, side to side, as well as it can rotate on this little ball joint from left to right, so it's good articulation there. The jaw can go down pretty far, actually, and can close fully. The arms can go up. They could actually go up more, but these rubberized shoulder guards are restricting it. And back, and can go side to side on a really good joint that does not get stuck. Thank you, N.E.C.A. It has a slight joint at the elbow, so it can kind of go up and can kind of go down. You know, it's not stiff, it's just very restricted, and I understand why. He is a very bulky figure. And he does have some wrist articulation. It can move up and down, side to side, and can rotate 360 degrees. And he does have waist articulation. It can go up, or forward and back, side to side, and can rotate. It can actually rotate 360 degrees, but I don't like doing that. And these little inner arms have quite a bit of articulation. They can go back and front, and they can rotate just a little bit. I'm afraid, because I'm going to break it. Wrists actually have some articulation, can go up and down, side to side, and can rotate 360. Legs can go up and down and side to side. They have one joint at the knee, which is almost a 90-degree angle, probably like a 75-degree angle. He does have ankle pivots. Oh, yes. God, that sounded gay. Ankles can go up and down, side to side, and all that jazz. And then going back here, as I mentioned before, he does have a rubberized tail, so you know, you can bend it to your heart's content. And this is actually a stand for him because it stabilizes him, because obviously these feet can't hold such a bulky figure. You know, I really don't want to include Gamora in this review, but God, I hate her feet. As for size, Scunner is about 8 inches tall. I'd say he's exactly 8 inches. Maybe a little less. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. And he is significantly larger than this 2014 Godzilla, which is by N.E.C.A. Now, I would compare him to another gypsy, like a Gypsy Danger or something. but I think monster to monster is better. So all in all, I love this figure. I love the design, the paint schemes, the articulation, everything about it. He is definitely my favorite kaiju out of the 4 series to come out from the Pacific Rim line. And if you are a Pacific Rim fan like I am, I highly recommend you grab this figure as fast as possible to add to your collection. Please like, subscribe, comment, do all that YouTuber stuff you guys do. And this was Sunspot with my NECA Pacific Rim Scunner Kaiju review, and thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.